this is Samantha from the Dancing Soap Dish, and today I'm doing a video tutorial on how to make these tie-dye soap bars. So as you can see, I've got these round soap bars here which have sort of like a bullseye tie-dye pattern on them. I made these a couple of weeks ago, but they're still going nicely. So the secret to getting this pattern on your soap, your melt and pour soap, is this little gadget here. So this is an acrylic paint pouring tool. So for, you know, the craft craze that's quite popular at the moment, paint pouring, where you pour paint onto a canvas and let it slide off and you get this beautiful glossy sort of paint pouring look. So this is what this tool is supposed to be used for, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it to make melt and pour soap bars and get this really special effect here. So as you can see, it has a funnel, but underneath it actually directs the liquid that you pour into it into all different directions. And that is how I was able to get the imprints on these bars of soap. As you can see, if I put this here, that's sort of how it sat. And then it sent the soap out into all different directions in different colours. So I think they're pretty cute, and I think you'd like to try them too. So I decided to show you today how I made them. Okay, I'm back, and I have some scented pink melt and pour soap and some scented blue melt and pour soap. And I also left one of my cups just plain white because I like white and I want it to be one of my colours. Okay, so I've also boiled my jug, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some boiling water into this ramekin. And that's going to be for cleaning my paint pouring tools. I'm just going to drop them in there and get them really clean in between pouring my soap bars. What I'm going to do is I need to spray liberally my mold with rubbing alcohol. That's also going to help the soap spread nice and evenly across the surface. I'm going to place my pouring tool, you know, I'm just eyeballing the center. It's, you know, not detrimental. Close enough is good enough. And I will give this soap one last gentle stir. Again, don't want bubbles. I'm going to pinch my cup to make a spout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with white. I'm going to pour it into the hole. I spilt a little. That doesn't matter because it's our first colour. I'm just going to let that sink down until it gets nearly to the bottom of the funnel. And then I'm going to follow it with some pink. Oh, pouring's not going well today. And look, we've got some beautiful patterns happening there already. Then I'm also going to just top that up to the top of the funnel. And I'm just going to wait until that goes to the end of the edge of the mold cavity. It's okay if it doesn't, but I'm just going to give it a tap to try and get it as good as I can. This time I think I'm going to start with blue. Okay, so I've finished that mold. I'm going to pick this up immediately. I'm going to dunk it in my boiling water. Let it sink down a bit there to clean that up. I'm not going to spray this with rubbing alcohol, but I will pop this large bubble with my fingernail. And I'm just going to leave that like that. Okay, next I'm going to go, I went white first last time. I'm going to try blue first. I'm going to be a little bit more careful this time. So I'm waiting for that to sink all the way down. Sometimes it's best to work two-handed because you can do it a bit faster. Fill that up. Might sort of make it a little bit different. There we go, that's gone halfway. Let that sink out. Push that out there. you can see my soap's getting a little bit too hard. It's starting to set. Well, that didn't go very well at all, did it? Look at that. That's all right. I'm gonna dunk that out there. Going to pop this large bubble here. What I'm also gonna do here is I'm actually gonna fill in this big hole here just with some blue. I've still got a nice, interesting looking surface, but I'm just going to touch that up there and a little bit around. Oopsies. There we go. It's all right. It'll still look good. Okay, I might need to warm these soaps up a bit. Just giving those 20 seconds in the microwave. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fish out, give them a bit of a stir. Going to fish out my paint pouring tools. It's a bit hot. Onto this paper towel here. Oh my good. Yep, see, they're nice and clean. Just quickly dry them off so I can use them again. Give this a good spray. Pop that in. So this time I'm going to be using the pink and the blue. Oh, I'm going to hit it in there. There we go, get rid of that. Hopefully this will work better because it's a bit warmer. There we go, that's flowing much better. You just have to work really fast with melt and pour soap because... Okay, so see how this is going. I'm having much more success with this because my soap is more liquidy and I'm getting a really cool pattern here, which I'm really loving. Okay, that's pretty. Gonna dunk that in there. Pop this with my fingernail. Beautiful. All right, now last but not least, I'm gonna try a 3-colored pattern, which is not easy to do because you got to work real fast. Okay, do not forget to spray. You really need to spray to make sure that this is going to spread beautifully and evenly across. Okay, plonk that in the middle. I might go pink first. Pink, white all the way up. I'm just going to put in a little tiny drop of blue to just halfway there, and maybe the white again, and then I'm going to just top it up with some pink. Beautiful. Alright, wait for that to sink all the way down, take it out, plonk it in. Okay, so you can see here why it's really important to have that melt and pour soap, you know, nice and liquidy, flowing really well. I mean, the differences between these two here and these two here was that the soap was at a higher temperature and easier to work with because you really need it to flow along the surface of the mold to make your pretty pattern. Okay everybody, I have returned. It's 10 minutes later, and as you can see, this thin layer that I poured has set solid, so I'm ready to pour the rest of the soap. I've had to give, after 10 minutes, the soap needed another turn in the microwave, obviously, to just heat it up again, which I have done. And I'm just giving it a really good stir. So what I'm going to do is spray the surface of the soap with my alcohol to make sure that the next layer I pour is going to adhere nice. A really good squish there. I am going to use this again. I'm just going to keep pouring until it gets to the top, and then alternating. Doesn't matter if it overflows. I really just want a nice, swirly, beautiful soap, so that as you're using the soap in the bath or the shower and it starts to, you know, wash away, you're going to get a beautiful different pattern. All these beautiful patterns that we're seeing here are just going to come out in the soap. It's just going to keep changing and morphing as you use the soap away, which is kind of cool, I think. All right, I think that's pretty cool there. We'll just keep going. As it slows down, I like to remove this. Just going to wait for it to go all the way down. Yep, I'll pour that out. Dunk it in my hot water, and I'll just fill this up the rest of the way, just in a swirly pattern there, just to get a beautiful swirl. Lovely. Okay, now I'm going to go my blue, that in there, keep alternating with my white. Get some really nice patterns going. Doesn't matter if I drip, oh it matters if I drip into the pink, but that's alright. It's all gonna be pretty. Whoop. There we go. So I've got it spilling over the top, I've got it coming out the bottom, so I'm getting this beautiful swirl throughout my soap. And very haphazard, but very easy to do. Gonna wait for that to go all the way down. Beautiful. Pulling that out. And again, just gonna fill this the rest of the way. A bit more white, a bit more blue. Make a beautiful swirly soap. Lovely. As you can see here, I'm just fishing out these tools out of my ramekin of hot water here, so I can dry them off and use them for my next bars of soap as I keep pouring. Give them a quick dry. Give this a spray here. Get it nice and ready to go. Gonna go do that with my pink first. Some beautiful patterns. Really looking forward to using these soaps and seeing how pretty they come out in the shower. I'm getting a beautiful sort of flower daisy pattern going here. Kind of 60s psychedelic too. I guess that's the whole tie-dye sort of pattern that we know. That's beautiful. Just going to pour some around the edge here too. There we go. Get some more going. Coming out both ways. Let it sink to the bottom. Need a lot of patience for this game. While I'm waiting, I should be spraying these to get rid of all these bubbles. Here we go. Bye bye bubbles. There we go. Beautiful. Bit more here. And those are my tie-dye melt and pour soap bars. I will let them set overnight, and tomorrow I will demold them for you. Well, now it's time to demold these soaps that we made yesterday. They are the bullseye tie-dye soaps that we did. And now we're going to see how they turned out. So I'm just going to stretch them around here. There we go. So this was the one we poured first. This was our pink and white. And as you can see, we have a really nice sort of bullseye tie-dye pattern there on that one. Very pretty. That'll be fun to use. This is the one that went a little bit wrong. I poured it all over the place and then it started setting, and yeah, it's a little bit of a lesser pattern on this one, but we've still got a beautiful swirl through it, as you can see, going all the way through. So that'll still be a nice soap to use. Next was the blue and pink. Yeah, really showing there that you need your soap to be a really warm temperature and really fluid when you pour it to get a beautiful pattern. That's really lovely, that one. And on the back too, that's going to be lovely to use. And last but not least, the 3-coloured one. Coming out very nice as well. So just got some pink in there, a little hint of white, but also the beautiful blue. And yeah, that one's looking quite pretty on the back too. That's going to be really nice to use. So that's our beautiful tie-dye soap.